Have you seen the Conservapedia entry for NATO war in Ukraine yet? No, I haven't. What is it like? Let's see it. Oh no, I'm not eager. I'm now remembering the Conservapedia. Oh no. Oh no, dude. This no. NATO mercenaries? Combatants include what? NATO? There's no NATO mercenaries in Ukraine. What? Commanders Jake Sullivan? He's not in the... He's not a commander at all. What is that? Joseph Biden? Jens Stoltenberg? Volodymyr isn't a commander either. He's just a person. Like he's the president. When did we get to an actual? Here's an actual commander. First actual commander. By the way, he says that's a swastika bracelet. It is not a swastika bracelet. It is not a swastika bracelet. It is like the first link I click and I already see. I've seen this conspiracy theory. This is like a 5-month-old conspiracy theory. It's already been debunked. Like, why couldn't they just edit it? Like, remove this. Strength 600,000, 540,000. Oh my god, look at the casualties. Holy shit. 157,000 dead on Ukraine's side, 244,000 injured, 234 NATO instructors, 2,458 NATO soldiers, 5,536 NATO mercenaries, all these POWs, and like 60,000 casualties on this side. This is complete nonsense. And I know where this comes from, by the way. This comes from a Turkish source. And the Turkish source is complete nonsense. You want to know how I know it's nonsense? 2,454 NATO soldiers. There's no NATO soldiers in Ukraine. This is just made up. This would be like me saying, oh, Russia has lost 5,000 North Korean mercenaries. What North Korea? There are no North Korean mercenaries. These numbers are just completely fabricated. They're just completely made up. Completely made up. And not to mention the disproportionate amount on the Ukrainian compared to the Russian side. It's not even close. It's not even close. Okay, let's read the... Oh god, dude, look how long this is. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. It's all stuff. Oh no. It's so bad. Oh god, it's okay. We'll just start at the beginning, but we're not gonna read all of this because okay, so this is already terrible. This is already terrible. Okay, let's keep going. The NATO war in Ukraine, sometimes known as the Russia-Ukraine war, is a proxy war started by the United States in 2014 with the violent overthrow of the democratically elected government of Ukraine in collaboration with neo-Nazi traitors to the Ukrainian nation. What? The newly installed Maidan puppet regime immediately began a campaign of unprovoked aggression against the civilians in the Donbass. Oh my god. You know what's funny? They're talking about the war in Ukraine. There's no even mention of the main instigating factor, which was the Russian invasion of Crimea. It's not even here. It's not even here. How did they just completely dodge a whole invasion? Like, they took all of Crimea. It's not even here. They go from Euromaidan, shelling in the Donbass. Nothing happened between that. Nothing happened. There was no democratic election because Yanukovych fled the country after having another peace deal with the protesters, another agreement rejected by the protesters. There's no mention of the democratic election. There's no mention of the economic coercion Russia engaged in to try to stop Ukraine from joining the association agreement. There's no mention of the association agreement. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. There's no context given at all. There's none at all. And it just says, in collaboration with neo-Nazis traitors to the Ukrainian nation. Neo-Nazi traitor. So everybody's like a traitor and a neo... Dude, it's like... What? This isn't even trying. Nazi and neo-Nazi organizations have been active in Ukraine since 1941. It received Pentagon and CIA arms assistance until 1954. I don't know if they're talking about the UPA or something else. Where's the link to this? Site note 24. I just want to see if they're talking about the UPA, because like I assume they're talking about the UPA. Because I'm like, neo-Nazi? What's the Nazi organization? Oh, they mean a Banderite organization. Okay, got you. Okay, it's not loading, but we'll just keep moving. Brennan was a key player in the Russian collusion hoax. Okay? A disinformation and propaganda psyop to convince the American people that Donald Trump had colluded with Russian president. Dude, this is about Russia invading another country. And they've still found a way to make it about fucking John Brennan, Donald Trump being persecuted, and oh my god, the terrible Russiagate. Oh, the terrible Russiagate. And it's the second paragraph about an invasion that has killed hundreds of thousands of people. And they're still trying to find a way to make it about Donald Trump being a victim. In 2016, well before the special military operation, Barack Obama signed a presidential finding authorization covert actions against Russia. Include action about sabotage operation, according to CIA official Jack Murphy operative during the sham impeachment trial. Okay, back to the impeachment trial. Fucking who cares about this? This isn't important. By December 2022, in the first year of Russia's military operation, Ukraine has lost 250,000 soldiers killed and wounded, more than the size of the army Ukraine started the conflict to begin with. That is a number that is very insane to me. Okay, continuing. The only thing keeping the bankrupt Zelensky regime in the fight was American aid, with marginal and supplied by European vassal states. It can't be that the Polish people mostly just wanted to send weapons to Ukraine, or Estonia, or Latvia, or Lithuania, even though all the polling data shows that. Same with Germany or any of the other countries. It was all just America grabbed them by the hair and forced them to do it. Even though, you know, Germany made Nord Stream outside of America's permission. The Euromaidan movement continued, even though America advised the Euromaidan protesters to accept the deal. Like, come on, man. Okay, this is a prime example of something I've talked about on a few other occasions when it comes to media literacy. Don't just assume because stuff that is in an article is true. By the way, a lot of this is not true. But don't just assume that because something that somebody told you is true, that it's the full picture, that a lot of the information is cherry-picked. Because if you don't know about the association agreement, or when let the Euromaidan, or the economic coercion that Russia engaged in after promising not to do it in the Budapest Memorandum, without any of this information that we've talked about on so many other occasions on this channel, all of this right here is completely left out, because it's just, oh, there was a violent overthrow, because the United States, there's a proxy war started by the United States because the United States overthrew the democratically elected government. Not true. No evidence reflecting that whatsoever. In collaboration with Nazis. And then they started shelling the Donbass. There's not, like, so much information is left out and misrepresented here. It's impossible to get an honest picture here. And this is like a pedia. This is like supposed to be like, hey, let's give you the bare basic facts. And they're like, no, fuck you. We're not going to give you all the facts. In fact, we're going to tilt every word against the nation that's being invaded. And the thing that gets me is, like, if you're an American conservative, Ukraine feels like one of those perfect moments where you can be like, hey, yeah, look at this. The government started handing out guns to the people. Guns, you know, Second Amendment. Hell yeah, those are people fighting against a big bully government coming in to establish control. I've always fantasized about that in my backyard with my militia. Like, but no, they decide to side with Russia because it's anti-establishment, and to, you know, really shove it to Joe Biden, or because, oh, I think Putin's going to bring Christianity to the West, even though what Putin wants more than anything is America to collapse. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's see what the contents of this are. Background: overthrow, Donbass war, ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing? Dude, get out of here. Ukrainian racial theories? Funding and training of Nazi paramilitary groups, NATO intelligence and surveillance, NATO aggression. Dude, there's not a single thing in here that could incriminate Russia in any way. They're perfect. They're so perfect. American nuclear doctrine, US owned biological labs. They really included that in here? We haven't heard about that in like over 10 months because there's nothing to it. The Russians invaded after claiming that there would be weapons, biological weapons to target us. We have infrared saying there would be biological weapons to target Russian DNA. They find no physical evidence, nothing that they're presenting to the international community. And you still think that needs to be included? You still think that's reputable? I mean, I know that a lot of people gave it airtime, like Tucker Carlson, Tim Pool, and a lot of other fools gave it airtime and tried to give it some credence. But it's been 10, 11 months. You can pretend it didn't even happen. You can do the thing that everybody does when they get something wrong on the internet. Just pretend it didn't happen. Don't reflect on your mistake and move on with no questions asked. That's what the majority of political commentators do. Oh my goodness. Kurt Strait's bridge. Oh my goodness. Ukrainian dirty. What are they even talking about? The Great Purge. NATO Nazism. Wow. Dude, there is nothing in here. Polish mercenaries. Dude, there is nothing in here that could ever incriminate Russia in any way. There doesn't seem to be a single war crime. Wait, if we look up Bucha. Okay, what does it say? Oh no! Evidence points to the security service of Ukraine in conjunction with UK MI6 having committed the Bucha massacre. Dude, these guys are actually just scumfucks in every way. Like, this was something you saw pro-Russia people saying early on with basically no evidence because of some like blurry photographs. But as time has gone on and more evidence has been published, we have satellite photos of the bodies in the street while Russia controlled the territory. We have footage of Russian soldiers shooting Ukrainian civilians in the back of the head as they walk away in the Kiev Oblast. We have the bodies. We have testimony. We have an intercepted radio conversations and telephone conversations of Russian soldiers admitting to killing civilians and committing war crimes to their wives. Explaining their reasoning, saying that when we caught these civilians, we were scared that if we ever let them go, they would go tell the Ukrainians where we were, so we killed them. Like, they explained their whole rationale. You know, there's no like Scooby-Doo mystery that needs to be solved here. It's laid out clearly. Like, if you look up Bucha massacre right now, the amount of photographs, video evidence, like, just go to the normal Wikipedia page and there's so much, but you don't even need to do that. You can go to the New York Times. They published a fantastic piece about this. It's 30 minutes long. You can go through it, and it goes through all the stuff that they catch on camera of war crimes, man. And it's not just them, it's a bunch of people who have done pieces on this. But the fact that they give that any weight whatsoever shows that this website is absolutely worthless. And they just say evidence points to this Western cover at MI6 UK. There's no evidence for this. Nothing. My goodness, man. This is terrible. Ugh. My goodness. Okay. Yeah, no. So, I got nothing else to say about this besides that they just, like, deny war crimes and they're liars. They're thieves, they're liars, terrible people. Fuck them. Like, this is a terrible website. My God, I didn't know it was this bad. Anyway, Conservapedia. It's terrible.